Hi, my name's CC Thornley, and I'm very sorry. I had a gig, so I can't perform my entry for the song competition live. So I've managed to score a favour off my good friend Derek from Tomorrow's Memories, and he's filmed my entry. So this is my entry for the song competition. It's called the Queenstown Rains. Well, if you made it through all that, I'm going to now explain to you some of the decisions I made about the tune if you're interested. So the Queenstown Rains consists of three parts, and it was inspired by a trip to Queenstown. So as you come into Queenstown on the west coast of Tasmania, the first thing that you're struck with is the impact of industrial mining and so on and so forth on the environment. So I wanted an opening to the tune that was very brash and represented that 19th century kind of pioneering, in your face, punching nature in the guts and taking what you want out of it, something that was full of confidence. So something in a major key that rolled down the scale quite nicely, and it was. And that kind of suggested to me that was here we are, the ship arrives, the colonists arrive, and here they all are, those 19th century colonists. So a really strong sort of major feel. For the B section, I wanted to shift the mode a bit and go into a sort of a minor thing and represent the challenges that the colonists face, that the settlers face. And the tribulations of perhaps inappropriate activity in that area and the danger that nature faces to themselves physically and also economically. And so I was looking for something in a minor key, like. So we go from this into this. Kind of thing. So that was just a very kind of a brutal, opaque grab of the minor key, grabbing the B flat there. And then I had this little motif floating around, which is kind of a reverse of a bluegrass shape that sounds like this. And what I'm doing there is I'm grabbing the second and the dominant seven, and I've got that major third underneath. So there's kind of like an ambiguity between the two, the entrance of the A section and the B section there. And that sort of had a hauntingness to it. So for me, if I played it gently, kind of sounded a bit like the rains you get, kind of made me feel like that sort of misty sort of cloud covering they get on the west coast so much. So that were the two main pieces, and then I needed a third piece. So I was aiming for something in a Locrian mode, just to be fancy, just to be a smart ass. I wanted something that sort of resolved around that sort of thing. So even more of that mystical West Coast kind of feel. But what I found out I kept gravitating towards was straight back to the minor key. So even though I started on the 7th, I'm always saying this is the 5 chord, this is the 5 chord. I'm not really saying a Locrian mode. So I just went with that. And that sort of vibe also was influenced by John Philip Sousa kind of big brass band lines, and also the banjo player whose name I cannot remember. Pat, what's his name? Oh, anyway, this guy. Shit, might have to edit that out. Bill Knopf, Knopf, the banjo player Bill Knopf, who did the arrangement of John Philip Sousa tunes. So it was sort of inspired by that big brass marching band of relentlessness in the face of that, pioneering adversity. And that was like this line. There, and then from then on, I wanted to always in this piece, what I'm trying to achieve is this idea of big brashness against gentle nature. So that leads to this. And then we're into that beautiful nature part, and I'm just rolling around 4s and 5s and 1s. And then at the end, bringing that phrase again to say that, yeah, well, unfortunately, or fortunately, whichever side of the coin you're on, Western society and industrialism marches on. And that's basically all the decisions all the things that went into that little tune and that particular arrangement of the tune. Thanks for your time. I'm CC Thornley, and that was my tune, Queenstown Rains.